Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to read Ranga's Marriage Part 2. So let's start. Rama Rao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play the veena and the harmonium. She also had a sweet voice. Both her parents had died, and her uncle had brought her home. Ranga was just the boy for her, and she, the most suitable bride for him. Since I was a frequent visitor to Rama Rao's place, the girl was quite free with me. I am completely forgot to mention her name, Ratna. It was. The very next morning, I went to their house and told Rama Rao's wife, I will send some buttermilk for you. Ask Ratna to fetch it. Ratna came. It was a Friday, so she was wearing a grand sari. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song. I sent for Ranga while she was singing the song Krishna Murthy in front of my eyes. Ranga reached the door. He stopped at the threshold. He did not want the singing to stop, but he was curious to see the singer. Carefully he peeped in. The light coming into the room was blocked. Ratna looked up and seeing a stranger there abruptly stopped. Suppose you buy the best quality mango, you eat it slowly, savoring its peel before biting into the juicy flesh. You do not want to waste any part of it. Before you take another bite, the fruit slips out of your hand and falls to the ground. How do you feel? Ranga's face showed the same disappointment when the singing stopped. You sent for me? He asked as he came in and sat on a chair. Ratna stood on a sit-stance, her head lowered. Ranga repeatedly glanced at her. How once our eyes met, and he looked very embarrassed. No one spoke for a long while. It was my coming in that stopped the singing. Let me leave. Words were words. The fellow said he would leave, did not make a move. How can one expect words to match actions in these days of Kuliyanga? Ratna ran inside, overcome by shyness. After a while, Ranga asked, Who is that girl, Swami? Who is that inside? The lion wanted to know. There he got who had taken shelter in the temple replied, Does it matter who I am? I am a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat one more. Tell me, are you male or female? The lion fled the place in fear, it seems. Like the he god, I said, What does it matter to either of us who she is? I am already married and you aren't the marrying kind. Very hopefully he asked, She isn't married then? His voice did not betray his excitement, but I knew it was there. She was married a year ago. His face shivered like a roasted brinjal after a while. Ranga left, saying, I must go. I have work at home. I went to our Shastri the next morning and told him, Keep everything ready to read the stars. I will come later. I tutored him in all that I wanted him to say. I found no change in Ranga when I met him that afternoon. What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought, I said. Nothing wrong. Believe me, headache. Come, let's go and see a doctor. I have no headache. I am usual self. I went through the self when the process of choosing a girl for me was going on. But I don't think that could be a reason for your present conditions. Ranga stared at me. Come, let's go and see Shastri, I suggested. We will find out whether Guru and Shant are favorable for you or not. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Shastri saw me, he exclaimed, What a surprise, Swama, sorry. Haven't you seen for a long time? Shyama is none other than your servant, the narrator of his tale. I got angry and shouted, What? Only this morning, Shastri completed my sentence. You finished all your work and are now free to visit me. Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains that are kept in the sun to dry. I was extremely careful of what I said afterwards. Shastri turned to Ranga. When did the young son of our accountant clerk come home? What can I do for him? It's very rarely that he visits us. Take out your paraphernalia. Our Rangappa seems to have something on his mind. Can you tell us what's worrying him? Shall we put your science of astrology to the test? There was authority in my voice as I spoke to Shastri. He took out 2 sheets of paper, some cowries and book of palmyra leaves, saying, "Ours in an ancient science, Aya. There's story to it, but I won't tell you that story now. This is not a harikatha, which allows you to tell a story within a story. You may get bored. I will tell you some other time." Shastri moved his lips fast as he counted on his finger and then asked, "What's your star?" Ranga didn't know. "Never mind." Shastri indicated with a shake of his head. He did some more calculations before saying in a serious tone, "It's about a girl." I had been controlling my laughter all this while, but now I burst out laughing. I turned to Ranga. "Exactly what I said. Who is the girl?" It was your humble servant who asked the question." Shastri thought for a while before replying. "She probably has the name of something found in the ocean. Kamala, maybe. Could it be the Pachi Moss? Must it be most if it's not Kamala? Why not Pearl or Ratna, the precious stone? Ratna, this girl in Ramarao's house is Ratna. Tell me, is there any chance of our negotiations bearing fruit?" "Definitely," he said, after thinking for some time. There was surprise on Ranga's face, and some happiness. I noticed it. "But that girl is married," I said. Then I turned to him. His face had fallen. "I don't know all that. There may be some other girl who is suitable. I know I only told you what our Shastras indicated," Shastri said. We left the place. On the way we passed of Rama Rao's house. Ratna was standing at the door. I went in alone and came out a minute later. "Surprising, this girl isn't married, it seems. Someone told me the other day that she was. When Shastri told us had turned out to be true after all. But Rangappa, I can't believe that you have been thinking of her. Swear of the name of Madhavacharya and tell me, is it true what Shastri said?" "I do not know whether anyone else would have been direct." Ranga admitted there's greater truth in that Shastra than we imagine. What he said is absolutely true. Shastri was at well when I went there that evening. I said, "So, Shastrigal, you repeated everything I had taught you without giving rise to any suspicion. What a marvelous Shastra yours is." He didn't like it at all. "What are you saying? What you said to me was what I could have found out myself from the Shastras. Don't forget, I developed on the hints you had given me. Tell me, is this what a decent man says?" Rangappa had come the other day to invite me for dinner. "What's the occasion?" I asked. "It's Shyama's birthday. He is free." "It's not a nice name, Shyama," I said. "I'm like a dark piece of oil cake. Why did you give that golden child of yours such a name? What a childish couple you are, Ratna and you." I know. Is the English custom of naming the child after someone you like. Your wife is 8 months pregnant now. Who there to help your mother to cook? My sister has come with her. I went there for dinner. Shyama rushed to me when I walked in and put his arms around my legs. I kissed him on his cheek and placed a ring on his tiny little finger. Allow me to take leave of you, reader. I am always here, ready to serve you. You were not bored, I hope. So that's all for this chapter. Tomorrow I am going to read another chapter. For till now, stay safe.